Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Dave from DLLM Cactus. Here today in my back greenhouse, one of my greenhouses. This is the smaller, this is the 10 by 6, the one where I kind of started everything. I was doing a little bit of a project, had like this freestanding bookshelf in the back there before and plants on top of it, but it wasn't really maximizing the space. So I put in this shelving unit here. Doesn't detract from any sunlight from anything else in here, so just a better use of space. So I'll kind of start here. I put some of my younger plants, a lot of these by seed. Start over on the side here. These are my Copiapoa deobatas. These are going to be turning 2 here in about 3 months, but I am going to have them in this greenhouse here. Probably stop watering here next week. We're still sitting at 80 degrees today, so everything's growing. We're going to go down to the low 60s by the middle of next week. So definitely going to kind of give them that last water, and then probably won't water these again for about 2.5 months. But all of these Copiapoas over here, got the Hazeltoniana in the back. These are all columnar albas. On the front here, the Echinoides burgessii, Echinoides cupreata, some Hazeltoniana giganteas, and here in the back there. And then these are Coquimbana diminutas. These I didn't have marked, so I don't know what kind of Copiapoas those are. Those were some of my earliest. And then these right here are burgessii as well. So kind of show you the difference too. When I first started growing from seed, didn't really know the light situation. So this one is almost 3 years old. And then the one next to it, I'm getting better with my lights inside. This is only 1 year and 9 months. So the difference, I mean, it's already bigger in size. So getting to grow them a little bit larger, quicker. I just still like the hard grown look on this. So just always like a science contest here, try to see which ways grow better. But yeah, I have a lot of the smaller ones in here. These are pharaohs. These I did not grow from seed, but got these as little seedlings, and they're starting to grow this year, so great. Got a big pharaoh in the back there, variegated. This one's a variegated terschekii, and then a terschekii crest. I can get on top there. And it's a little caput medusae graft, and then have a glorp, little baby glorp graft there. Those are 2 little tephro geometricus seedlings that I grew. So really neat there. This is a seedling as well. This is something I grew from seed. Coreophantha. This one's Polita. That's a 2-header. And then I have another turb here that I just didn't mark it. When I was really early on in this, I just didn't mark the seeds as well as I should have and lost it. So this is a Turbinicarpus 2-head, but just don't know. I don't know if it's like Valdesianas. I have no clue. So I'll wait till it flowers, then get ID. This one's a young Vateri. Actually going to be almost 3 years old, so really small. But yeah, it's had its challenges, that's for sure, growing it. But that's one that I had there. And then this one is a Lumbrasense Gymno. I have a bunch of these in the other greenhouse, but just kind of seeing where everything grows better. That's kind of the game here. Yeah, so this one's going to be a Copiapoa columna alba. It was a little runt, and try to take it here in the light. It was a little runt, and now it's starting to grow so good. And it was on a little Trichocereus that I had. I had like a 2-year-old Trichocereus, and I just tried to save the runt. And now it's, yeah, the size of my index finger at the end. So really cool. So save those runts. There's like 2 or 3 more of them that were back there. What I mean by runts is they just weren't growing, and I was afraid I was going to lose the seedlings. So then I grafted them to try to save them. I did the same thing on this one with the golden barrel, Echinocactus grusani. I lost the runt, but then the grusani threw 3 different growth points out, so I think it looks cool. So yeah, I'm just going to let that grow out. Got some different Haworthias, just kind of test run, see how they do out here during the winter. Medusoid right there, Euphorbia. It's growing really good now. Euphorbia seriformis as well. Super cool. Ubomania. And then these are all variegated Astros. Definitely doing well here. Got some crested Echinopsis there. Coryphantha elephantides inermis. This one is a new one. This is the Coryphantha boomama. So this one is a Monstrose. Really cool. Sorry, I fight with light this time of year. I'd love to do it where it has a ton of light, but this time of year I just get a certain amount, and it's got a shade cloth over the greenhouse, so I don't take that off even in the winter. These I grew a couple of seed grown. They're Stenosarius, forget the name, Alamacensis. Those are the octopus cactus. Growing really well right now too, so really cool. I like those stenos. Variegated. Then these two are going to be Elephant Titan's crest. Not inermis, but these are crests of the Elephant Titans, Coryphantha. Don't want to forget this guy. Super cool plant. This is Echinocactus grusani Monstrose. So if you can kind of see up tight, I'll try to get it to focus more. It's got new growth coming right there. All new growth. It had a little, sun marks on it, like it really got hit for a while, but it's growing green out of it. So really cool. That's a newer plant for me as well. And then this one here, we have the Gymno Ochotorrensis stacker. It terminated there, so now it's going to grow a new one right out the top. So super cool. Got a couple of grafts there of the Mammillaria Perez de la Rosa Andersonii. That one is Mammillaria Fred Ocasana. It's crested, so got a lot of cool growth on it. This one actually got hit by a rodent, so I'll pull it out. You can tell it got chomped on a little bit right down there, but it's growing really well out of it. So yeah, always have something to deal with. I tell you that. You grow plants outside, you definitely know what I mean. Myriostigma Kiko. These are some Astroasteria supercabutos. Super cool patterns. Little baby Terschekii there. The seed grown was Lesnii. And then it's a CV brew on the Mammillaria. And then these are some seed grown Gymno Mahanavicii Stenogonum. I love the pattern on these, so had a good batch of these. These are all ones that have grown right around 2 years. Echinocactus grusani. This one's going to be a graft here. It's a Aztecium Cereus forbici Chimera. Got that from East Austin Succulents. Growing really good. Love that one. And then these are some Pharaoh Cactus Glossicins and Nermis. These are all going to shed their spines eventually. So really cool. Got some Pharaohs that I got from Mesa Garden. Got a bunch of different ones that I didn't have. Like this is Santa Maria Latispinus. I have a couple. Gracilis I do as well. But then this one's going to be Platacanthus. Middle one there, believes Peninsula. And then this one's going to be Rectospinus in the middle right here. That one's going to be on the back side there, Chrysocanthus red form. And then the last one there is Schwarzii on the Pharaoh back there. A couple of Echinocactus perii. And then those are horse cripplers, the Texensis. And then you have a couple Aloe Castaneas. Love how those look. The Brevifolia down here. It's in a gallon pot, so going pretty good. Some Myriostigmas. And then these are all Leuchtenbergia principis that I grew from seed. Gymnos here. I know the ones with the crazy spines there are Abotanensis. So have those on the side there. So just a lot of different things. Some of the seedlings I'm bringing in here. A lot I'm leaving in the other greenhouse and kind of inside. Always working on propagating. So these are some hernias. They get a little crazy, like this one I let get a little crazy. This is Canensis. So it's growing a little, probably needs more light. This came off of it as well, so this will just be another plant. You can always kind of propagate Rhinias. They go really well. Have some variegated ones, Zabrina right there. But yeah, working on that. Euphorbia lactea crest has a lot of the variegation underneath it, but that's a cool plant. Have different ones on this side here, agaves, some Metrazons elite, some different mammillarias. Always have the Echinopsis. So these are all variegated. This is the original like googly eyes there, and then one of its offsets, which is already producing a lot. These are all offsets off of one of my other Echinopsis in the backyard. So I mean, I have to be careful when I propagate them because these were just offsets last spring, and now they're just like blowing up. And this is a Geometrazons crest right there, Myrtillo. Little fairy castle, Euphorbia aeruginosa. Got a little Cochabianus down there. This one's a newer one. Try to grab a couple more Pachypodiums. This is a Bispinosum. And then this hernia, I had it out in too much sun, so I blasted it. So it's kind of going to recover back there for a second. But yeah, this is more along the lines of projects. It doesn't get a ton of sun. Got little creme spikes there growing. So those were little offsets and just kind of different little projects. And then over here, I have the Dioscorea elephantypes. This is a smaller one. This is my main. And then, believe it or not, the smaller one's the one that beat it to flowering this year. So I have the flowers coming out right there. Hard to see. But the big one hasn't flowered yet. So I was hoping to try to get some seeds off, but patience is the key in this game. Some Humboldtii is there, and a Terraceae, Turbinicarpus, different grafts. The Schumannii, barely dressed, is pumping out little pups everywhere, so kind of cool. Crested turbs, McDouglii right there. The Valdezii Aztecium starting here, and then I have one that just kind of blew up this year, which is kind of cool. McCracken, doing a lot of offsets there on the Steno. Rebutia, the Mars right there, Rauschii. This one is not a graft. This is Myrtillo cactus stacker. So growing again right now, which is cool. Monstrose Cleisto. So that's the Straussii, silver torch. Got some Epithelantha micromeris. Then I have the Myrtillo polyps in here, the Myrtillo calicium polyps. So those are on graft, but cool colors. The Thai gymnos did good this year. They're starting to grow, but it took a long time to get them rooted. Just be careful when you buy stuff that's unrooted online. It just takes a time to kind of get them developed. So I'm hoping big things from them next year, but I don't want to like move or give plants that are unrooted to people. So definitely going to be a thought process on those. These are all Turbinicarpus, Pseudopectinatus. These are Flaviflorus, Pseudomacrocelli, Minimus on those. The Yarnigii are definitely flowering right now. Tried to get a lot of those pollinated, so we shall see. The Glandula cactus right there. These are Epithelantha, I believe Gregii. Yeah, Gregii. Subspecies Gregii. Some more turbs there. This one's Schmidecianus andersonii. Obrigonias, they're Denegrii. The lentas are cool. This one's got a lot going on, so I need to repot probably early spring. Same with the Matacana tuberculata, the seed-grown Peruvianus monstrose, Onzuka, and then got a bunch of different Ariocarpus, most of them Physauratus, and then you got a couple Lloydii majors right there. These are Cochabianus. This one's Elephantypes right there, and then this one's Physauratus bravianos. These Got great asterias back there again. Super cabutos. Finally learned to bottom water them, and they just do so much better. And you got the Cactus, Geometricus, Molensis right there. And then a couple more. This is Horobense, Pachypodium, and I forget what the back one is. So I picked up 3 of them. Succulentum on the back Pachypodium. But yeah, just wanted to kind of play around with them and see how the Pachypodiums handled it. Got White Rhino, Variegated Victoria, Araneaceae, Aloe, just different things here. Bunch of rainbow cactus, Castanea, booby cactus, a lot of gymnos, Hagioceras, the Ochitorense crest, Peruvianus Monstrose petra, different stenos, Multicostatus, gymnos, mellow cactus, Concinus right there, and then got a couple of stenos, pronosis. These ones are Horridus, Pharos, Gracilis, Hamatocanthus, Gracilis coloratus, Chrysocanthus in the back, love them, and then Glossicins right there. But yeah, Townsendianus, that one grows really well. Pharos, I'm probably going to all move out into the backyard next year or front, kind of get them in bigger pots. And then this pot, I did like a $5 pot off of OfferUp, and it has a 2-headed silver torch there in the back, 2-headed Spinosissima umbico, and then this is a Pronosis, like the gray ghost organ pipe. Ton of farina on it, super cool. And then Pelasgia chichipe on the back side there. But yeah, this is gonna kind of get this loaded up, and I'll have stuff all in the center here and kind of shut it down for the winter. I was really happy with how the shelves hold as much as they do, and they don't really take any light away from anything else. So I think that was the smartest thing to do. And then just got a ton more work. Have a ton of Myrtillos to kind of move around. Like I said, there's always things going on. Got my cool San Pedro crest right out here. This one's going to be the Forbici spiralis Monstrose, growing all sorts of crazy stuff out top. My agave cubic. So a lot of stuff to move around. Have a lot more. This gets a lot of shade this time of year, so I need to move some of these, and then I'm going to put the whole poly cover over the top of this and kind of lock this one up, make sure that they don't get a lot of rain in the winter months if we do have a stretch. But have like the big Terschekii, all the San Pedros. Another cool thing, real quick, have this Eulychina Castanea spiralis, and I'll show you. It has a little crested spot right there, which is cool. Definitely going to let that grow out. But nice plant right there. Have a lot of my other seedlings and plants in here. So big Pedros and that, like I was saying. So my variegated Pedro. Gonna kind of wrap these up and make sure that they don't get a ton of that rain. And then a lot of work to do. But this greenhouse is going to be pretty much done by the next few days. And then we will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody.